Welcome in, kia ora, to another episode of Podfathers. We are getting damn near close to opening day. It's always it's one of my favorite times of the year. Like, you got March Madness, opening day. You got, like, football internationals. You got the World Cup coming up soon. You got
Masters.
drafts coming up, Masters. Like, this is when sports is in full swing here, baby. So we got a good little crew here tonight, going left to right on my screen at least. Nick, Bryan, Trevor, Patrick, and Tommy back on. Nick, I'll start with you since you're in the top left. How you been?
Doing good, man. Like you guys said, pretty fired up for a lot of sports. I mean, I think I mentioned this last time, like kind of give myself a little bit of space from the pods,
Yeah.
just been a little disappointing and you know how we get on this podcast, we get all fired up and they just love to let us down, but my boy Brooks Koepka's back on the PGA Tour, so watching more golf. That's my guy. Love to see that. But with opening day around the corner, it's feeling good. Juices are flowing, and I'm stoked to see what we got. I gotta compete.
I
Gotta
know.
compete.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, we'll get into all that, all the sentiment of the roster and whatnot. It's starting to take shape. We're starting to get little bits and pieces right now in regards to who's sticking, maybe who's not. So yeah, we'll dive into that. But Bryan, how you been lately? Mister, you were on the official FA Cup Twitter page, I believe, correct?
Yeah, heard I got a little hit on people.com as well. You know,
Hey,
Ooh,
just
big time.
a man amongst legends. So I just a humble servant.
I think
Happy to
it's a
be here
legend
as well.
amongst men, actually, Bryan.
No, I had a lot of fun with two visits to Wrexham over the past 2 weekends. So that's an exciting time, getting close to the playoff push. And then very excited for baseball season. WBC really wet my whistle. So yeah,
Pause.
let let's go.
I like it. I like it. 2 week. I was complaining about my commute here, 20 minutes, a couple weekends to Wrexham. I mean, super fun, but that's a good little hike.
That
Not too
first weekend
shabby.
for Chelsea, we were in the air for 21 hours combined to be on the ground for 6, I think. So
Oh,
Wow.
hell yeah.
yeah,
Damn,
it was
that's
still fun. Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
That's wild. Damn. Trevor, how you been?
yeah.
I'm doing good, man. Happy to be here with my boys on the world's number three Padres podcast.
World ranking.
Fired up. Hold on, let me put my glasses on. I got to look more professional because we're trying to get Dennis Lynn on. Shout out my boy Dennis. Great to be here, boys. What's up?
I thought you were gonna throw on
Nice.
sunglasses because the future's so bright.
That's true. That too.
Oh, missed it.
There we
Oh,
go.
oh,
Yeah,
Nick's
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
me.
Nick's
There
got
it
it.
is.
Nick's
Got
got
the
it. Nick's got
Oakleys.
it.
That's
Nick's got
enough
it.
sunglasses for all six of us. So it's perfect. Patrick, how you doing, dude?
Yeah, doing good. I feel like I kind of like Nick took a break from really looking at the anything the Padres related and just started to get back into it. So I feel like I'm in that full-fledged preseason optimism where
Yeah.
everyone's going to be an all-star by the time the season starts. Yeah, feeling good though. Yeah,
Yeah.
excited.
I feel like this is the time to start just like where I dive into. I mean, this year it might have been the least amount I've paid attention to spring training, like from a granular level. Like I don't know, like Nick, yeah, Nick Patrick, like same. Like I just needed that little break, and it's nice to get that refresher and just stay a little bit back. And now, yeah, like you said, Bryan, like WBC going on, diving in, and I'm starting to, do my reading, get my little stats up to date, get familiar with who's on each squad. So, yeah, I'm excited. Tommy, how was it on your end of the world?
Yeah, good. Unlike Brian, I can't say I enjoyed my trip up to Wrexham. That wasn't ideal, but yeah, I'm excited. I enjoyed the World Baseball Classic. Always such a
Yeah.
fun watch. Maybe not so much the Great Britain games, but for the rest of them, they
Hey,
were
the
all pretty
fact that
fun.
they keep qualifying is
Yeah,
something because
just that,
they made the
just that
last
one
two
win.
tournaments, and that's something. So there is growth.
Yeah, I was rooting for Italy the whole way. I thought they were pretty excellent there. But yeah, I'm excited for Thursday, although sadly I will not be watching. Bit of football
Oh,
going on, so I'll be at that, so I'm
That's right.
devastated. But yeah, I'm excited.
there's only 161 other games in the regular season to catch, Tommy. So I think it'll be all right if you missed game
Yeah,
one.
I'll be
But
I'll be all right.
Mind the
glad
gap,
you,
Tommy.
my
Okay.
that joke's gonna be coming up for my Tottenham here very soon. It already is. So I'm almost offended, Bryan. But But I'm glad you brought up the WBC because I kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit and just, touch upon how the some of the pods did. So we had a good amount of representation. We had Manny and Toddy and Wandy on the Dominican. We had Jacob and the Italian stallion Marinaccio there representing his flying colors. We had, of course, our closer, Mr. Miller, shutting down everyone in sight. And you knew how effective he was because how pissed off the whole media and fans were that he wasn't using the ninth inning there. So that's usually a good sign that he's doing all right, Mr. Mason. And then I'm probably missing a couple other boys as well. Who am I missing? I know there's like maybe one or two others. Is that it?
Hey, can we poll the squad and see how everybody felt about the Miller usage? Curious.
Absolutely.
I like
How
it.
did you feel, Nick?
You liked DeRosa or you liked what do you mean?
The
I
fact
liked
that you didn't
him
burn out
not
your
throwing the
closer.
ninth.
Yeah.
It was a tie game.
By the way, we weren't one of the clubs because I know there was a lot of club mandates about usage,
Yeah.
but the Padres didn't put one on USA, did they?
They did for Miller.
Oh, it was just a
That's why
save
they didn't use
situation,
him.
not a hold
Just
situation.
saved,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
I didn't
which I'm fine
appreciate
with.
was
Good.
I saw a lot of comments. People were, DeRosa, I feel like he's that guy. He's got that like baseball lingo. And
Yeah.
like I understood what he meant. Like he said, had we taken the lead, he was going in. And everyone was like, you dumbass. Like there was no other chance that they took the lead, the game's over. And I was like, he meant in the eighth.
Yeah.
Like that was clear to me. Like if they took
Yeah.
the lead in the eighth, he would have pitched the ninth, not wait and then bring him in later. That doesn't make any sense. And I saw too many people up in arms about that, and I was like, guys, lock in a little bit. Like
I was super fine with him not being he was utilized a lot
Yeah.
a
throughout that
ton.
tournament. Like, and
Unbelievable.
that is like Tom was saying, like that is a intense tournament too. Like you're going knock you never have a tournament other than the WBC. That's why it's so electric to have knockout baseball, right? So it's like you got all these countries, all their fans going nuts. Like you probably walk into, especially Team USA, like with Harper setting the tone, just kind of playing it down, going, it doesn't really matter. Dude, you go step on the bump in the game against the Dominican Republic, like you're gonna be fired up, right? So I was completely fine with him not being utilized in that hold situation. Like, I mean, theoretically, you got to have a few other boys that can hold their own, So,
I mean,
I
six games, he got 4 innings. So he
yeah,
was doing
like
his job it's like 2/3 of the time. Like that's plenty. Like, look, I love the
for a closer,
WBC,
yeah,
but like, I
dude,
don't want it to sacrifice the Padres. Sorry.
no, yeah,
No
he
way.
he did his thing for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think
interesting.
do you that to like pivot a bit to Manny and Toddy. Do you think them having that tournament is going to be a solid start to their year to get them pumped up, or do you think it's going to drain them a little bit because they're going to have this like high and then all of a sudden it's like, oh gosh, like now back to the marathon as opposed to the sprint?
I mean, based off of like what they said, like I feel like in interviews they were like, we need this in the regular season. Like we need
Yeah.
this, all the time. So I think
Mhm.
if anything, like having that like a super competitive issue, because spring training is, it's
Going through the
Friendlies.
motions,
it's
yeah.
exhibitions, right? You're just
Mhm.
getting work in. This is actual like getting competitive juices flowing at a very high level, very early.
Mhm.
And for both of those guys to do very decently, Tati, like, did very well. I
Very
think
good.
that's only going to help.
Yeah.
I truly do.
I think about that inning where Manny made those two unbelievable plays in third base.
Yeah.
He was like dapping up the fans
That was sick.
behind the
Yeah.
little screen. The only pushback I have on that is like he doesn't do that at Petco. I almost wonder if like setting the precedent of like, wow, this team was unbelievable, the energy was incredible, and then like you go into the regular season, these guys are pros, they understand that it's 162, it's a totally
Yeah.
different thing. But I almost wonder if like Manny toes, you know, takes the field game one, opening day, game two, okay, game three, where like we're settling in, and he's just like, this ain't the WBC. You know what I mean?
That's
I
that
hope
was the devil's advocate there, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I hope not, but part of me is like, I've never seen him do that in San Diego. Like,
Yeah. And is that because of the tournament? probably.
I don't know.
Or
His hometown.
yeah,
Right, hometown. Maybe those were his boys, and we just didn't know that. But like,
He got him
Also,
tickets right
we're
there.
saying
Yeah.
hometown, but like, dude's from Florida. Like,
He's
let's
from
not
Miami, right?
it was
get
in
it
Miami.
twisted.
That's what
Yeah,
I
It was
was
in
yeah.
Miami.
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant hometown, like Dominican. Like,
No,
he was
Oh,
from
no,
no,
like
no,
those
no.
plays
In
were in
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Miami,
Like
yeah.
those could maybe he bought his boys tickets like
Sure.
right there,
On the
and like
line,
that's why
yeah.
he's doing that. But I almost like my fear is that like he gets to Petco and he's like, yeah, sweet, but like this ain't what it was 2 weeks ago. Like, I don't know. You hope they can dial it in and they can pull from it, right? Like I love the fact that they're seeing high intensity they're
Yeah,
having
yeah.
high
Good
intensity
playoff
at bats.
atmosphere.
That's love
Mhm.
that for sure. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
plus in itself, and then maybe, the back end of spring training is like, hey, let the body recover a little bit. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Patrick, you think they'll pump Toddy up or Manny? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think seeing that higher intensity, especially with those more high intensity games where there's a little bit more on the line, I think is good to see because then when we're playing those better teams and stuff, we might see that fire a little bit more during the regular season. I think Toddy's approach to the bat, though, I think showed a lot more than just what is it, how his energy is going to carry over with how
Yeah.
he's looking to go yard a lot more and the way he's approaching it and looking to just mash balls, I think is going to bring that energy a lot better for him than base hit ball. Like he's a guy that needs to make huge, front cover page home runs and all that. I think
Yeah.
to keep that energy going. And last year it was a lot more on base percentage, base hits, steals, all that stuff. Where I think he just needs to start attacking the ball a lot more to keep that energy up through the season. Because once playoffs come, those guys keep that energy pretty hot.
Yeah.
And I think if we can keep that energy going through the season, and then once playoffs starts, we can get that WBC kind of fire back. I think that would be huge.
Yeah, he's such a vibes guy. I mean, that was everyone's kind of take on him or just like criticism last year, especially you, Nick, like how he was just like, like, oh my gosh, like when it was going bad, it's like couldn't get out of the rut. He's like the type to just be the tone setter, like whether that's good or bad. And so I feel like having the WBC at kind of middle of spring training, he was switched on from like day one of spring training, got fired up for that. And then to kind of go a little bit what you're saying about how last year was like on base kind of, with like the Victor Rodriguez approach, like maybe it's like WBC part of it. Maybe it's Souza coming in that gets him totally revamped with like the approach of the team as well that gets him rolling. So it might the credit might not be down to the WBC. It could be the fact that we have like someone else at the helm. Because I feel like, did any of you guys see he said something about how the approach was last year, or just like it seemed like it was like some subtle shade without him like really meaning to like shade him. It was
multiple
more,
guys,
I think, right?
Like multiple guys threw a little bit of shade.
Yeah,
on the approach.
So, and I feel like they're probably trying to be more complimentary of Souza, but then at the same time, that's Steven Souza, right? Is our hitting coach. So
Yeah.
I'm jacking that up. But then at the same time, it did kind of feel a little double-edged right there. So
It feels like
I
we have a
don't know.
lot of guys on roster that hold former players in a much higher regard and give them
Absolutely.
a lot more respect and trust their opinions more. So,
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Even though, your skip is just a middle reliever, they still appreciate and respect the fact that you've done this. You've been in the locker room, you interacted with guys, and you know how to communicate with guys. And it seems like even like Schilt, who was decent, that there still is a little bit more like respect and just a different way of
Yeah.
communicating and talking through things that somebody who hasn't played the game does. So,
Yeah. No, I don't know. Tom, you think WBC good, bad?
I think it definitely helped those two boys. I mean, Miami was absolutely fucking crazy, like with the amount of noise there, the amount of like, we saw loads of DR fans, which is really like made the atmosphere amazing. If we can bring that back to Petco, I think they're gonna be the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for them. They look like they really enjoyed it, and like you said, it was like such a different Tatis to last year when he was going through that slump and he was strolling into right, strolling back from right. So yeah, get those instruments in Petco is what I say from Manny's interview. We need the lot,
Aren't they
drums,
banned?
everything.
Yeah.
We need to
They're banned,
unban
I think,
those.
Yeah.
Gotta-
Vuvuzelas?
just got to keister them.
Trying to bring my saxophone.
Keister a 2 foot Venezuela with a trumpet.
I know a couple of you guys got it
Yeah.
in you.
Nick.
You
Hey,
French?
nah. That's 15 yards right there.
That's a yellow card.
Hey, yo, pause.
Pause. Yeah.
Also, like as I think we talked about, last season, Tati was going through some personal stuff too.
He was,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So hopefully all that's behind him.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to see that kid because I will take a home run every 10 ABs, which is what he was averaging in the World Baseball Classic.
Dude. And maybe also with the WBC, it could be that like portal to the MLB to be like, you could act like this if you want. Like, I know it's hard to have that energy, but like, dude, ST fans specifically are like super down to have that type of atmosphere, like on a daily. Like, look at STFCs just going nuts, right? Like every game, like we're the only team that had 100% capacity sold out last year,
Dude,
right?
his Jumbotron on the graphic for so long was basically a thirst trap, like to
That's
get the
true.
crowd going. So, like, yeah, he's gotta love that.
He did, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. Let's bring some of that flair, some of that energy, and then if the Padres too, I know we're going down a rabbit hole here too, but like if the Padres could be that team to kind of start that, like number one, you're gonna attract a ton of players, which they already are, but like you're gonna attract more and more players, and then you're gonna attract more and more fans, just casual fans from like all over the place too. So I don't know, it could be a good angle to go down, but. With that being said, back to spring training. We're wrapping it up here. I know there's a few bits and pieces that are coming out. The official roster gets released on Wednesday, I think. But we got Walker Buehler has gotten the nod that he's making the opening day roster. Same with Ty France. I think you said Marquez as well, Bryan. I didn't see that one, but that
That
to
was
me, I think
reported with the Bueller.
makes sense with
Mm.
Buehler.
Mhm.
Two things with that. One, that's obviously because Musgrove's on the IL. Number two, like I'm fine with him as like a 5-6, honestly. And then if it doesn't work out, then like pivot to a McKenzie, hopefully, or whatnot. But
Can you?
yeah. Um, bullpen looks absolutely nasty. I'm not worried about that at all. Like coming in, we basically have the same bullpen as last year except from the beginning of the year, except we swapped Robert Suarez, who's a dog, for the best closer in baseball in Mason Miller. I mean, arguably, to me, he's best closer in baseball, most dominant at least. He got a Morahone who's throwing triple digits.
He's so good. So good.
He would be the closer for
Most teams.
95% of the league. Yeah. I mean, just absolutely nasty. He's like
Padres fans used to
so-
chirp him so much, by the way.
Oh yeah.
People wanted
Yeah,
him off the team. And it's just like, you're not going to find that many humans that are throwing a baseball like that left-handed.
No. He's so nasty. Jason
on.
Adams should be back very soon. Like he's way ahead of schedule. I don't know. Bullpen looks nasty. I love what they've done with the roster this year, much more than I have in years past. With like, I know we were just talking about it off air, but like having Miranda as on like a minor league deal, like he'll probably stay there for a bit. I know a few of the guys have it in their contract where if they're not called up or have the option to, at least they can opt out in like May or whatever. And that's pretty common for these like veteran, like minor league deals and whatnot. So we might lose a couple of those boys down the road, but the depth from a roster standpoint feels so much better. The huge question mark obviously is the starting pitching. I feel like we have had this massive question mark ever since Snell left, honestly, of who's going to kind of piece it together.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how you boys feeling about. I'll start with you, Bryan. But how you feeling about this whole spring training competitive nature with the starters?
I'm very confident in the top three, and then 4 or 5 guys just got to hang on for a bit and get us going in the regular season. Just be serviceable. Then you're getting guys like Musgrove back, Griffin Canning back, and then you have some options. So just keep it on the rails. You're a 4 or 5. Like be serviceable, and then I think we'll be okay. And again, I feel like we had a similar conversation last season, and stay competitive and understand that like AJ is going to cook eventually, and if it becomes a hole, it will be filled. AJ loves to fill the
Pause.
holes.
Pause.
He does. That's why he's a big
That was a
shortstop.
callback to you, Trev. You were the one that was saying that AJ fills holes.
A wise man once said that.
With some sweet, sexy glasses.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, man, I think our pitching staff right now looks pretty crappy. I'm a little worried. King hasn't looked good. Pavetta
You don't
just
feel good about
got
the big three?
what?
About our first three. You don't feel good about King, Pavetta, Vasquez?
Um, no, I don't think Vasquez is good three at all.
He's like,
I like
no.
Pavetta and King.
You
They've
wanted a fight. You might get one. Here we go.
I mean, Randy's been sufficient. I mean, he had a good year last year, and apparently he's looking good this spring training. But like, are we really excited about Randy Vasquez as our three? Like, I don't know. And then Kings looked like shit. Pavetta just gave up 6 earned, but like, I'm high on Pavetta. He's an ace. He's a dog. Little worried about King though. Like, what if he's not fully healthy? He hasn't looked like he is, and I'm worried he's going to struggle this year. Hopefully, he can get back to himself, but he hasn't looked good this spring at all. So that's worrisome. And then obviously with Musgrove on the IL, pitching is thin right now.
Who passed Trev the Kool-Aid, man? Just
I know,
doomsday Trev.
Negative.
Negative.
My bad, boys.
you
We
know,
need to make a
with-
trade. I'm just trying to motivate AJ. If you're listening, I know you are. Go
What is
Bryan.
Yeah.
I know
Also, what
you
is this?
are.
Andy
if?
Alcantara. Someone. Your pitching staff sucks. Do something.
But your
I
bullpen's
wanna-
fantastic. Give us fucking 4.
Yeah, bullpen sick.
Give me
You know?
4. That's fair.
That's
Give me
it.
4 is fair.
That's it.
For what?
Arms.
Innings, Trev.
Oh yeah. Okay, I guess that works.
Innings would be a good start.
Not the kind of 4 I have.
It's not
I
the
think-
size. It's how you use it, Trev.
It's the motion of the ocean,
That's facts.
baby.
Yeah, exactly.
That starting three, I think, though, like Brian, what you're talking about, like those our big three. I think what makes them so nerve wracking is because of how little depth we do at that pitching. Where
Yeah.
if they don't perform at like what their top potential is, it's a bust because we're really needing those other guys to really produce, which I'm okay with because there was not much that there was out there we could have grabbed at those spots. So we're really picking high upside on like those other pitchers and hoping for those guys that are just going to pull their career back from the depths. Musgrove scares the shit out of me that he's starting on the IL. Like I feel like his elbow's cooked just after one start. So that's super nerve wracking. But Bueller's elbow, I don't know what Niebla dark magic he did to get that elbow.
Stalking it every
but,
day,
like,
I don't know.
who knows? I mean, if he's back to full form, I mean, it just makes that starting pitching look like elite. If he's top tier, those top 3 guys are playing what we know they can.
Yeah, it's like it could go either way. Like you have Vasquez who's he's pumping like 96, 97. Everyone's pumping. I don't know if the guns are off in spring training or if Niebla's found something to just like get 2-3 miles per hour more out of these dudes. Like, I don't know what it is. The heat in Phoenix, what's going on?
I hope they didn't go to the off-season clinic of jerks and Profar.
I was gonna say peptides are big right now.
Yeah. Peptides are still fine, right? But like it's a huge because if Vasquez could, the reason they got him in the first place, his pitch mix is insane. Like he has the pitch mix of like a 1-2-3 starter. It's just his K percentage has just been the worst in the league for whatever reason. So there's just a lot of what ifs. Like Pavetta, hopefully he didn't top out last year, and if not, like he's gonna be solid. King in spurts has looked dominant in spring training, but then there's been like he's just collapsed at the end of some outings too. So I think that's inflating a bit of the numbers here, and he could just be trying things. Could be trying to get. I don't know.
That's
You
what I was
never
going to
know.
ask is like, how much investment do you guys put in, especially like pitching numbers in spring training when it's like
Yeah,
you might
not
be
a lot.
trying to find a third or fourth pitch and like playing with stuff, toying with stuff. Like I feel that is so much more getting work in and maybe trying
Yeah,
pitches that
that's
end up
true.
just being absolute cookies. So I don't put as much into the pitching stats in spring training unless the guys go nuts, and then
The
he's gonna be a
emotions
legend.
tug on it for sure.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
you think logically, like what we're saying.
Yeah. I mean, if they're doing like you said, if they're doing really good, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be fired this year. If he's not doing so good, I'm like, he's just working on some shit.
I'll just say this.
Yes.
I'll say Ryan, to your point about Vasquez, him not having that like put away pitch, I think more velo is going to help. I mean,
Absolutely.
more velo on the fastball is
Yeah.
just going to make his other pitches better, which is
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
What the other thing that the overall, I think that the Padres have always been a team that like there's one aspect of their game that they're kind of like throwing together to start the year, and then we'll kind of see what we got like deadline. AJ's a deadline monster. If starting pitching is the piece that we're throwing together, I feel okay, just because historically on the mound we've been able to figure shit out. I think if this team hits, like it could be whatever. Like it could be we'll see at the end of the season if they hit. But but then you look at a year like what is it, 23? That lineup didn't hit, so it's just like what the hell? Like if you're not going to hit, look what happens, right? You're a 70-something win team. So
I think what's so contingent upon that is this ownership sale that is should be right around the corner supposedly. So we'll get into that. I know Pat just got a bounce to the old bananas here at Petco, so hopefully you get some Hell's Bells. But I know Dan Clark's not excited for the Savannah Bananas, but hopefully you have a
Drew
good
Brees
time.
just showed up in another game very recently, so maybe he's on tour with him. I don't know.
Don't ever say Dan Clark on my podcast ever again.
Unless you're besmirching.
Dan Clark is bad. Ryan, what were you saying?
Oh, we were talking about, spring training performances
That's right.
and now where the roster is going to end up, what the lineup construction is going to look like. So if any of those stats influence, maybe somebody sneaking onto the 25 man. So let's get into that.
Yeah. Our boy Jose Miranda, total stud.
Little healthy competition, you know what I mean? The guy's the clear choice to make the roster. I mean, if you watch his at bats
and no ball.
Clear choice.
Yeah, clear choice.
Over Ty France.
Yeah.
Are you sure, Nick?
Yeah.
Ty France has already been like publicized.
We know what he can do. It's even more clear what he can't do, right?
Yeah, and that's
Jose can't stay healthy. That's the thing. Who wants a broken up guy in their roster, Nick?
Go on, Tom.
All right, Tom. Okay.
But whose cousin is Lynn Miranda?
Let's talk. Can we talk success? Are we talking success?
I thought you'd
in the family, Tom.
Talking pedigree.
In the family.
You're gonna make me look at Ty France's like second cousins. Like, what are we doing here right now?
Yeah, but look at his second name, Nick. Surely you gotta love him. Let's think about it realistically now.
Wow, I can't believe you just said that to Nick. Tom called him out.
Hey, just because Great Britain had a couple little cute qualifiers and France has never done anything, even if Bochy's involved, doesn't mean you can chirp, the superior European country. All right, like it's about the pods. You're wearing a pods hat. Let's lock in. Let's know some ball.
Wow,
are
you guys
4 or 5
for real?
Casual.
Nick, your bat is terrible, by the way. I hate that blue. It's terrible.
It looks like a fucking rocket pop that you get off the ice cream man. What are we doing right now?
Got the jingle in my head right now. My 7th grade fat ass running.
Unbelievable. What are you, 8?
Wednesday ice cream day.
Grow up, Nick.
So we're too good for rocket
baseball
pops.
bats and grow up with your, bench players. Okay, Ty France, we know what he is, a contributor.
Gold glove
Ty. And
I used to work for Rawlings, man. They just hand those things out, man. Jeter's got a couple of them. All right, what does that tell you? Ty France makes sense.
Nick actually got a gold glove for like top salesman. Like he's got one.
Snow's like, where's my glove? Still not here. Nick's got it. Dude, yeah. But Ty will always have the deciding vote for me because he's a fellow Aztec. So I love the pool for the state boys in the show.
Charity hire.
And dude, like I know all the fun banter with Ty France. He loves the Padres. He loves Toddy. From a chemistry standpoint, I think it makes sense. Just from a chemistry standpoint, he's super solid defensively. He'll have his role on offense. If Miranda can stick, if he does get optioned and he sticks around long enough and then breaks into the ball club, I think that's the best case scenario if you have two of them. They're very similar profile players though. So I feel like they're going to have to pick at some point in time, but I don't hate I don't hate Ty getting
And
the
we know
nod
Ty wins on defense, and
for
we're
sure.
prioritizing first base for slug. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So if Ty does not show up very easily, like thank you, but no thank you, and then Miranda gets his shot. Like
Yeah,
we might get there eventually, but let's stick with a veteran presence that we know that has a little chemistry in the clubhouse. And then if it doesn't work out, make the move. Like,
yeah.
what's the loss?
Give
You
him
know
a
what I mean?
month.
The risk to
Yeah.
reward, see where Ty's at, and then what do you lose for a month of giving him a chance?
Did Ty sign a minor league deal too? I think he did, if I'm not
Well, he
mistaken.
made the 25 man, so
He
he's
had
Yeah,
a
so that got bumped,
non-invite
but
or something
he's
not,
like
good.
that. Yeah.
He's good.
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of wild. Like his career though, in general, him and Miranda, very similar too to that. I mean, that's why they're in this battle, right? But you had Miranda, what was it, Trev, in 23, where he absolutely popped off.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. I know he was minor league player of the year for the Twins. He had like
yeah.
330 and had like over 100 ribbies, and I just thought he was like the next best thing
And he had a good
back.
rookie year though, too, I
And then he
think.
had a good
Like,
rookie year, good
yeah.
second year, and then he got injured and then
Hmm.
couldn't really hit after that. Last year he did really well to start the year, got injured again, came back and was ass. So
Mm,
I'm
That's what I'm
hoping it's
saying.
just
Hot start to the year.
injury
Just give us
related.
that.
yeah.
You can play left field though, third base, first base. Ty France can't do that. Ty France maybe plays first, a little bit of second. I
No,
don't
he
think
came up as
he
a
can
third
play.
baseman though,
I
didn't
don't
he?
think he can play third anymore. Um,
I mean, probably not.
yeah, I don't
But
know.
where do we need the most help defensively? I would probably argue
I would
first.
say outfield. We need a fourth outfielder. We have Bryce Johnson.
He's a stud with the glove though.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
nasty with the glove.
He's
He
a
just
lock
can't
to make
hit.
the team, I
Yeah,
feel like.
I
yeah,
think you're looking to swap, your Andahar and your Sheets at first, late innings, and just improve defensively a little bit with Ty.
that's true.
You don't think Castellanos is going to start at first?
Maybe against lefties.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, he looked great in his like
Yeah.
first and limited appearances. Like that very first game.
Yeah.
It was a diving
It
play.
was
Yeah,
just like Jesus, and it's like stretching and stuff. It was like, well, this is inspiring. Um, but yeah, I think just because like you have a good like right-handed option, like maybe just run him out against lefties to start and then see where you're at.
Yeah. I
all
feel
right.
like
I got
on paper, Castellanos is way better than Sheets, and he should be the
Oh
starter
yeah.
over Sheets.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to
Let-
me that he'll be the everyday first baseman. They'll
Oh,
rotate.
you think every day?
Yeah, I think they'll rotate Andujar and Sheets and Castellanos at DH and first base.
Yeah, like a little
Well,
three-man
yeah,
rotation
yeah,
amongst it. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm leaning towards like getting Gab as much time at first base as possible. Like maybe starting a platoon with Castellanos, and then if he can just like run with the everyday, like just give him the runway, and if he can do it, like I love a lefty at first, so natural for one, and then two, like he's been popping off this spring, like low key, like the power is there again. I know like spring training, but like we were saying, Brian, like the hitting to me too, like that kind of translates. Like he's locked in spring. Last year, it seemed as if he almost didn't get enough opportunities, even though he got his opportunities. Like when O'Hearn came, he kind of lost some, was like obviously like a great teammate with all that and stuff. But I kind of want to give him like 130 games just to see like what he could do with it. And then just have Castellanos and Andujar kind of figure that out. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And then if it's not working, then obviously pivot. But like
I
I
feel
want to
like
get
Sheets made
Gavin
some
as many at bats.
adjustments, like
Yeah.
you're saying, the changing the playing time, and then especially off lefties, I felt like him and O'Hearn had like moments down the stretch where
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
oh, like we don't want this guy facing lefties. It's like, all right, well, he's kind of hitting him, like he's
Yeah.
kind of hitting lefties, like fine. One of them, I could be wrong, was like close to reverse splits even, and they still were just not,
that
budging
was
on that.
Schilt.
Yeah, that's a show thing, I think. I got a question for you
Yeah.
guys though. Who do you guys want in the leadoff spot?
Ooh. Tom, who do you want? What's your options, Nick?
Put
Crone,
me on the
Toddy,
spot.
Xander?
What was it?
That'd be the top. Crone, Toddy, Xander, that'd be the top
What
three.
about Merrill?
Merrill. He could be.
Merrill.
I don't love it, but
I
I don't
mean,
know.
if you're looking at Jake's spring numbers, and you're investing in that, and I don't know, maybe putting him in a position like where he like has to kind of be a little bit of a guy and see some pitches. I don't hate it because I definitely don't want Toddy there.
Are
I
you
want
saying
him
Xander or Jake?
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake. I also think like having a lefty up top is much better for lineup construction if you really want to, you know, go LR, like starting lefty, like makes things a lot better.
Does,
Um,
yeah.
so if he can carry over what he did in spring to that spot and do that, that's awesome. But like it doesn't feel good. Fangraphs has him slotted into the one
Oh, really?
ATM, which is surprising to me. And in the spring trainings where we're rolling out like our essential, like this is potentially our
Yeah.
what we're putting forward, he's been
Hmm.
up there.
And he's been leading off?
He has.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
really?
been leading off. Yeah.
So
I got somewhat of a hot take for you. Not even a hot take, just a prediction. I think Jake Cronenworth will have an OPS. Or no, he will
north of
not have an OPS between 700 and 750. So I think,
I'll take it.
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying
You
with
think
that? Like,
over or under?
No, I'll give you action.
it won't be okay. I
I'll,
don't think
I'll
it'll be in between. I think he'll be sub
oh,
700.
you're saying there's no way it's like middling. He's either
No, I
going
think
to like
yeah,
fall off the cliff
yep,
or perform.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I won't
And
take that bet. I
I
like that.
and I came up with that figure because he's got 3 seasons inside of it and 3 seasons outside of it.
Look at you,
So
a
Wow,
I just
He's doing
feel
bookmaker.
his
like
homework for the pod. I
Yeah,
love
this
it.
guy.
setting lines for
I just
Vegas.
think that's like what we're gonna get with Crone. 2 years ago I think he was really disappointing, and then last year he improved quite a bit. So if we get that version of him, throw him at the top. He sees pitches. He fights off pitches too.
And
He
for what it's worth, spring training in 39 ABs, 995
That's good.
OPS.
sure yeah, give me
You
that
know
That's
what?
guy.
good.
I mean,
Give
I
me
think didn't
that
he hit
guy.
his first? I know it's spring, but didn't he hit his first Oppo
Yeah,
tank
he
Mm,
in
did.
spring in his career?
legs. There you go.
That I mean,
Um,
that has to me that has Sousa written all over it.
there's
Like
some
that. So
strength in the legs there.
that
This is
should
what I love
be
about
yeah,
Jake is like he's a guy that like you tell he cares. You know what I mean? Like he
absolutely.
loves San
Hmm.
Diego. He wants to perform. He's a guy that feels like I don't need to get hard on him because he's already being hard enough on himself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that sort of like drive and just like goal oriented to be really, really good at something like is uncoachable. And he seems to have it. So putting him in a position where it's like, we're trusting you to like set the tone, set the lineup, like might be a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. Keep him locked in too. Like give him that responsibility. I think he
Right.
does really well with that. Like whether that's, big moments. I mean, you've seen him like in big moments. Like Jake's one of our clutchest guys. Like he just
Yeah.
is. And so if you give him that, like, dude, you got to set the tone for us. Like I think he'll thrive in that situation. So I don't hate it. I mean, I at this point, like I probably would. What was weird last year is that Schilt actually had a rise leading off in at the very tail end of spring training for the last like week. And I know it's not Schilty, obviously, but so I thought Arise was going to be our leadoff, and then immediately he went to the 2 hole right as the season started. So I don't think that they're going to do the same type of like maybe bluff or whatever, or just figure it out like towards the end of spring. But um, I would say that Crone is probably my number one right now too. And then that just like sets the lineup after that. Um, yeah, a lot better. So, but I'll give let me go run through the depth chart. This is on I'm on ESPN right now, so Fangraphs might have it a little different, but just to give a little content and a picture for you boys and the listeners too. But so avoiding the pitching, we're just looking at roster right now. For me, obviously, starting catcher, we got Campy as our backup. First base, they have Gavin Sheets as the main first baseman with Castellanos as the backup there. Jake as the second baseman. Sung Mun Song, right? That's how you pronounce it. He's kind of just like the super sub, even though he's been banged up with an oblique
He's probably going to
this
start on
spring
IL.
training. Probably.
He is,
Yeah.
I think they already announced it.
Okay. Gotcha. So he'll be an interesting one. It might be good for him to just take a little bit extra time too to assimilate. Who knows? Manny obviously at third, Xander at short, Laureano left field, Merrill center, Fernando right, and then they have Andujar as the main DH right now. So yeah, Castellanos might be that first base DH platoon. Not, I mean, with Andujar, not really a platoon, but yeah, kind of swapping back and forth from there. So um, do you boys like agree with that? Kind of like, do you think that's our best nine right now? Probably.
Easily.
Like, yeah,
Scary outfield.
yeah, that's a nasty outfield.
Yeah. Really good. I think 100%. And then against lefties, then you either put Andujar or Castellanos at first and get them both in the lineup. I know we're talking
Mhm.
about like giving Sheets a chance to, see both sides of the arms. But like Andujar just has to be in against lefties in every situation. And
Yeah.
I think Castellanos to start, because even in his down year against lefties, he still
Mhm.
did
Still pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So it might feel, again, similar to the Miranda Ty France thing, a little more trustworthy early, and then you see how it shakes out.
How was Jake's splits against lefties last year? I feel like they weren't very good. I don't know if anyone has that off the dome or if they can check that out. But what could be a potential is chucking in like France at second
Mm,
if Jake doesn't end up doing so hot, especially against lefties, and then having either Gavin or yeah Castellanos there at first. But yeah,
Jake reverse
I could pull
splits
up
actually,
splits. Did
really.
he?
Oh,
or
that's
sort
right.
of,
That's
25?
right. That's
sort
right.
of. He hit off of lefties. He
Sort
hit
of.
248. Off of righties, he hit 245. Got on base more, but slugged less.
Yeah, 388 slugging against righties.
Yeah,
So
so he's got an inflated OPS against lefties, but I'm wondering how many at bats are we looking at here?
I feel like I had a pretty.
Not that many, like 30 more, only 30 more against righties.
Hmm.
Because he played all the
Plays
time.
every
Yeah,
day.
he played every day.
I think
Yeah.
he's gonna lead off or Bogarts. I could see Xander leading off.
Yeah, I could almost see like because the way it's shaken out, like I feel like they almost want to slot Bogarts like a six hole just because like
hmm
he's not really like the Boston Bogarts, and we're sort of
I was thinking
accepting
six
that.
hole too,
But it's
Nick.
almost
Yeah.
like maybe you can hide him in the leadoff spot if he like catches
Yeah.
hot a little bit. And then Cronenworth like makes sense in the six hole, I think. It's almost like
Yeah.
whatever he's gonna do, that's an appropriate spot, 6'7", whatever.
6'7"?
Oh
Oh,
God.
you just said?
What is it? Is it what is
Yes.
yeah, we all just did it. You missed it.
Peak content.
Is why we're number three, baby.
but yeah, no, I mean again, like I said earlier, if the team hits, find the formula that works and just and roll with it. Hot hand. I do think that's one thing I like about Stammen at the helm is that if no one else or if nothing else, he understands the inner workings of like what that clubhouse is like, what the guys are like when things are going good and when things are going bad. So maybe he's just quicker to an answer. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
I do
Yeah.
like that aspect of it.
And I think quicker to pull a trigger if things aren't going
Right.
well. Whereas like
Right.
Schilt feels maybe an obligation, or any of those like older head managers feel an
Yeah.
obligation to like let a guy hit out of it,
Right.
or just like because he earned it, veteran
Yeah.
presence, like we're gonna still just let him keep going. Stamen, I feel like, is somebody who can have those conversations in like a legit, like I've been there, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm a journeyman. Like I get it, but I'm trying to do what's right for the club. And
Yeah.
therefore, like we're gonna take some pressure off you and slot you down a little bit. I absolutely hope that can happen. But having Jake starting lefty, righty, lefty, like if you go Cronenworth, Toddy, then Merrill, then Machado, then Sheets, like you're going straight LR, LR, LR switch. Then you go Bogey, and then you got mostly righties. But
Oh yeah.
that feels like a decent start, you know. I really think Tati needs to be more in a position to hit with guys that are hopefully getting on
I
base.
agree.
I agree. Like still have him way up there, but
Yeah, two's
like
fine. Like it's
two's
still
great.
yeah,
2 is like the new 4. I mean,
It is, yeah.
yeah.
it's the Chris Bryant, I feel like was like the first guy that they started doing that with. And like, I love that. You get him an extra however many at bats a year on top of it, instead of hitting 4 hole, like he's never not going to see the first inning. I love
Yeah.
that. And if Jake finds a way on, like pressure immediately. I
And
like
then
that
like
too.
Fermin is your nine guy who
Yeah.
like
100%.
Turn it around and like,
can
dude,
get on base. Like
yeah,
Andujar, Laureano, like those are the guys down there after the first
Bryan on the eighth is
time through, like that are like those guys are going to get on base and there's going to
yeah.
put like Tatis in a position to drive in runs. So
So the only counterpoint to that is Toddy led off for the Dominican Republic, which like of course they don't have the same roster, but
somehow different. Somehow different.
just a little bit.
Like somehow different just because it's like right 6 games, right? Like fire
Yeah.
me up. Fire like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if he hits that leadoff home run like with that kind of team, that sets the tone for the rest of the night. Like
Yeah.
that's they're talking about that's going to the hotel room with him. So tournament ball somehow different. I feel like we're trying to put together a season like
So maybe he'd be a postseason leadoff guy, is what you're saying too, potentially.
6 games different than best of 5, best of 7. I still think.
Maybe he's leadoff if Crone doesn't have, if he can't figure out
I
hitting
mean,
lefties,
I see what you're
like
saying, and like obviously we've seen he's been good in the leadoff spot, and like I think that he probably likes that a little bit. But I'm with Brian on this. Like I like him in a position to be like your job. You have one job this year.
Yeah.
Get runners to touch home plate after you're at bat. Like
Yeah.
I don't care how, like, you know what I mean? Like, I almost
Yeah.
wonder if leading off, like, for a whole season, like, some of that, like, hey, need you to get on base, like, creeps into his mind. I don't want him taking a 2-0 pitch down the middle all year. Like, please get the head out. Please. I don't
Yeah.
care if you swing and miss, but, like, Jake, 2-0 to start the game, like, 2 wide ones. I'm okay. Like, he could throw a take on there.
Get him on.
Like, maybe,
Yeah,
Tatis. Please, like
I'm 100% with you. I want Toddy in the 2 hole all day, like regardless of lefty righty. Like I want him in the 2 hole all day.
I also like
It's just
Machado
spooky.
potentially is like slotting more down to the 4 spot. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's streaky and obviously he can pop a bit, but like I feel like Merrill has more of like the tool set to like
Yeah.
be a 3 hitter. And I think
Yeah.
he's graduated to the point where it's like you can put him there. You can give
Yeah.
that with confidence if injuries are healed and he's feeling right. Like I love that.
I also
Yeah.
just think you slot Tatis, whoever you slot Tatis behind, that's just that's that many more pitches in the zone per year. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If Jake is going to be a bubble guy, like I like putting him in a position to where like, you know what? I don't really want to pitch to Tatis with a guy on. So
Let
let's
me
try
give
to
him something
find
to
it
hit.
out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that too.
Yeah, I like that, Nick, because I mean,
Great point.
where would Jake be more dangerous? The 1 hole with Toddy behind him or the 8 hole with Fermin behind him,
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
no, that could be a huge difference. And Jake, it seems like the potential and the upside has always been there. And there's just something that hasn't quite clicked. Just there's a little bit just that hasn't clicked long term overseas. You see spurts of him being like one of the best pure hitters on the ball club. So yeah, maybe that protection can just like get that all to kind of come together. Tom, are you leaning the Crone leadoff
I
hype or
think I'd enjoy
these
him a lot
boys
more
can convince me?
if he could steal that. I think I like him a lot more. But I think this is a big hear me out now. I think Sheets should be given a chance because looking at his spring, I think he leads in walks at the moment. So he
He is
doesn't.
walking a lot, yeah.
So
Wait.
I think
God, it
Hold
must
on.
be late
Oh, here we go.
in
Hold on, Wales. You're
In
Here we
Wales
go.
right
Here we
now.
go. Here we go.
on at the top of the lineup?
Hold on. like Shohei's a bopper. He leads off. Let me
Or
look at
is
this
that
for a
is
steal
that what
second.
we're
bags.
doing?
I don't know that I hate it. He's not gonna steal bags, obviously, but
Yeah, Jake's not
Shohei
going
went
to.
50-50. Shohei
I think
50-50. I don't
Jake had
know.
one steal last year, I think.
You could argue unprecedented by the fact that it was unprecedented, but I'm going to go ahead and say Sheets.
3 steals.
Yeah, well,
No, Crone had 3. Crone had 3 steals.
I
I don't
So
think it's about steals, and I also think he's not Schwarber.
He's a
I just think
bopper.
that
maybe
2
he's
out of
Schwarber,
30 teams
Temu
kind of go
Schwarber.
that way. Gavin Sheets is not going to be the third. That's hey, I would love to be wrong. That'd be sweet if he was on. If come June, MLB Network does a spread on Gavin Sheets, the most unconventional leadoff guy for the San Diego Padres. I'll fly to Wales and put my neck right in front of you for you to slap it, Tom.
it's the neck. It's not even the face.
It's just a hear me out. It's just a hear me out.
All right, yeah. What was your backup on that, Tom?
Well, I think because he's had a good spring training, walking a lot, taking pictures. I
Okay.
think we are talking about leadoff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it starts
Yeah.
you with the lefty again, which that's something that I will really like up top.
Yeah. So,
Let's
and the
check
only
these
thing that I
out.
could see getting in the way of that, obviously, first base is quite competitive at the moment. So it's the only thing I could see getting. But like, if you're talking about Jake Cronenworth going leadoff, especially with with the way he's been like the past couple of years, I think Gavin Sheets definitely has a talk in the conversation. I think Cronenworth. I'd go with Cronenworth right now, but
OBPV righties 324.
mm,
I got log jam on the bases.
Yeah, he's gonna slow things up.
When
When
Tati's
Tati,
gonna be
when,
pushing
when
him.
Tati hits that gapper, like Gav's
Yeah.
not.
Is he scoring from
getting
first?
there.
Chasing him down.
That's fair.
I know.
But Cro-
I would start with Chrome, but I definitely put Sheets in the conversation.
Stopwatch.
Got this. Yeah, I like it. And it's like, yeah, and I think that's probably the one piece though about this roster, which we didn't really have last year, is there's no elite speed on the team other than Toddy. Merrill's above average for sure. He's not elite. He didn't steal a ton after his hammy last year too. So I think you'll see some more bags swiped from him this year. But I mean, Toddy was the only guy really that was a threat until we had Lockridge come up, and he didn't even steal a ton when he came. But like that was like Bryce Johnson too. Like he's got good speed. He's not elite. Like we don't even have that guy that's in the depths there, as the kind of that fourth outfielder,
the two tool guy.
Yeah,
Elite
like
defense
glove
and
and speed.
Take a
like
bag
no
every time he
Jankowski.
gets on first.
Yep, exactly. So we don't. I think that's probably a hole. And then to me, I'm worried as hell about backup catcher position right now. I do not think Campy's the answer, but
No.
I mean, if like Jace Bowen, he's got big grade speed. He had a good spring.
he did hitting 280 or something. I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
OPS of 944, 7 bags. Like,
See, and that's the thing too. What I was saying about the depth from a AAA. Like I don't even think we had a Jace in AAA last year that
No.
could do that. I mean, Lockridge was there, but he had a twig of a bat too. There's no pop there. It was all speed, and he was a negative rated defender for that speed too. He couldn't read the pop up the bat. But
I mean,
Anyway.
Jace with his 7 stolen bases, also 4 home runs. This dude
Yes.
had a spring.
yeah, like he's putting his name on the map for sure.
He
So
might be a guy.
he could.
Any relation to Rob Bowen, former Padre?
God, of course it's a former Padre. I was like, who are you talking about? Is that like a 1980s like
Padre.
yacht rock guy? Like
He's
who
like a
is this?
2006 catcher. Probably like
I was
40
think-
at bats.
I was thinking Jared Bowen, who's West Ham right now. Wrong sport. So
By the way, I
Bowen.
feel like you're concerned with backup catcher if Rodolfo ends up on the 40 man. That
Goes away.
He might be a guy.
he definitely can. I know. Good friend of the show, Danny, was shouting him out last year. So
Yeah.
all right, lads.
And stole a base from the catcher position in 24
Hey,
innings. So
I didn't know anyone $100 saying I would give someone 100 if Martin Maldonado swiped a bag last year. So I'm still up 100. I watched 4 innings of spring training live last year, and that is where I tweeted that because I saw an absolute blunder and right classic spring training, outfielder defensive elite mistake where right under the glove and just gave it a nice jog all the way to right field. And Martin Maldonado almost got thrown out at third from home. Anyone else would have been back in the dugout already. So still $100 up there. So anyone's gonna be faster than Martin Maldonado. So that's good. But alrighty. We'll see. I mean, there's a few more questions to be answered here in the next few days, but it looks like that roster's really taking shape. So I think last thing we kind of had on the docket tonight is just
well, real quick, like
yeah.
25-man roster. I
Yep.
see maybe 1 or 2 spots that are a little bit up for grabs.
Okay, let's go.
Curious about like people's
Tie the
thoughts
bow on that.
on that. Yeah.
So we got
So like Crone, Tati, Merrill, Machado, Bogart, Sheets, Loriano, Andujar, Fermin. That's set. Campy's probably starting as the backup catcher. Castellanos is going to crack. We know Ty France is in. King, Pivetta, Vasquez, Marquez, Bueller. That's happening.
Yeah.
Miller, Morejon, Estrada, Morgan, Peralta, and then assume
Hal Hart,
Bradley,
Marinaccio.
So then is
because Yuki's IL, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
is Hart gonna be the last guy in the bullpen?
I think Hart and Bradley both make it, right?
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think so
26.
too.
There's
So
26 spots.
I think it's really between Hart and Bryce Johnson that might be question marks, but if we all think those are the guys, then just curious because
Who
there
would
have
take
been
their
some
spots?
spring training performances. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be Bowen or Bryce, and I think Bryce gets it. And then
Probably.
for the last bullpen spot, it's Hart or like Garrett Hawkins, and I think it's going to be Hart.
You say
Yeah, I
Sears?
think no, there's no way Sears is making that ball club to me. Just I've seen nothing from him to take that step forward.
How's Waldron looked?
Marquez Thumpton scares me.
Yeah,
I
same.
think he's the exact same as JP.
From the right side. I like his stuff's nastier to me. He can at least pump some gas. So I've always been a big German guy.
Yeah, get him out of Coors. I feel like I'm not that mad
Yeah.
about him as a 5, at least to start and see
He's
where
just
Yeah.
looked bad this spring, but
Sure.
I mean, maybe he can be
He
good.
has.
Yeah, that's my only worry. But when we signed him, I was stoked. I was like, okay, yeah, get
Yeah,
him out of
good depth.
Coors. He has some good road splits. He'll be fine as a 5. But then, like this spring, he's been getting trashed. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Waldron, to answer your question, he's back healthy.
His butt's all good.
Butt's all good. I was just talking to some buddies about that. That was probably the first blunder of the managerial career of Craig Stammen to not even just call it like a lower body injury or something. Like to actually say you're having a hemorrhoid surgery. Like
They put him on blast
TMZ
a
freaking
little
covered
bit.
it, dude. Like you have casuals not even knowing what baseball is, and they see Matt Waldron's face. You're like, that's the guy that had a hemorrhoid. So that's a bad look. I think that was a little learning moment there. Poor bastard. But I think he's again another guy that's getting 2 or 3 more miles per hour on the fastball. So if he's pumping 95, like he could be a viable like option too. So I think he'll start in El Paso. But I just like all the pitchers that go down the PCL. Like it just. I mean, what are you really doing down there? I don't know.
Yeah.
They said for Waldron, they're gonna have him stop throwing the knuckleball as much, be more of a pitcher with a knuckleball,
Interesting.
not just a knuckleball pitcher. So
And they
maybe
tried the
that'll help him.
opposite, right? Last
Yeah,
year,
they
like
tried
they
the
wanted to
opposite
throw
before.
more.
Now they're flipping it back because that's how he's always been. I guess he said that he's always been a pitcher that threw a knuckleball, not just a knuckleball guy. So we'll see how that goes.
Everything.
I could see him as being like the long shot, like decent breakout pitcher for the Padres, as like kind of like Randy Vasquez last year. I could see.
Yeah, I can see that too. He had that dominant stretch in 24 for like 10 or 11 starts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the stuff's there. But Nikki, you got to pop off here.
Yeah.
And then sweet as we're losing 1 per 30. So, enjoy your night. Thanks for popping on, dude.
All right. Love you, boys.
Appreciate you. Love you, big dog, big Frenchie. All right, boys. You want to just finish up on some ownership? talk? I know
Yeah.
from what we've seen in the like rumblings, it seems like mid-April is kind of the target date of sale here. So um I know out of the top four, which the Breeze Viore one, I guess, is kind of not there's not a ton of concrete interest there, but I know that one came through. Not enough deep pockets there to me unless they get a serious, third person, I think, to join that group.
Yeah, aren't
But
they just like poster boys for that bid? There's someone else
kind
that's
of
gonna buy them, and they're just like the
that's
talking heads for it.
yeah,
Correct.
that's what I've heard, yeah.
I
And
hope it's
then
them, and they have like a baller billionaire as the main investor.
I mean, who Joseph Tsai just sold his stake in, oh my gosh, was it a Vegas team or
LAFC.
Yeah,
LAFC?
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
I think so, right?
could be. It
yeah.
could be him.
Yeah, LAFC.
He wasn't even in the short list in the first
So
round
there,
No.
we
of
don't know who's
bids.
tied to Breeze and Viore, and then I think there's another fourth anonymous one. So we know
Yeah,
two, then we know
or
Breeze and
fifth, yeah.
Viore, but we don't know who their main investor is, and then there's supposedly a fourth one.
Yeah, because that's kind of weird that he decided. I know that they're peaking really well with Sunny and stuff there, but like that's kind of that's a little interesting. San Diego. I mean, we've always talked about him as a potential before kind of the names like came out. And then I think there was some sort of like geographical conflict. There's some reason like he couldn't have owned like LAFC and then also like part of the Padres. I saw that too. So I don't know if
So
that
you think
had
he
any
might have
legs to it,
liquidated
but
to be able to throw his hat in the ring?
could be. Yeah, could be. I think it's because of the amount of teams he also owned because he owns the Seals, LAFC, Nets. Like I think there was something. It was like geographical or the amount of sports or like some combination of that. From what I saw, I'd have to fact check that, but that was kind of interesting when I was reading that. And then we got Warriors owner, right? We got the owner of Everton and Roma, and then the part owner of Chelsea. So like
Chelsea and Clear Lake Capital, Jose
true.
Feliciano.
Yep, Miss
Who's the
Puerto
richest
Rican.
one?
I that's
Warriors
the
owner,
guy
I
that I
think. Yeah,
want because
yeah,
even though Chelsea obviously has not had a lot of success, like that dude and his partners have no problem spending money.
no,
When
Really?
they came into
That's who I want
Chelsea,
then.
they just threw
oh
cash
yeah,
around. Unfortunately, they threw it around the wrong place. But
yeah,
when you have a guy like Preller
He'll
that
fit
can
right in.
say, don't spend the money on this guy, spend it on this guy,
yeah.
like I think that's a great combo. So that's my rooting interest. Unless Psy is a legit option,
Mm,
I think he might become my number one just because I love the idea of like what he's already trying to do in San Diego
yeah.
and just that interest and him already having a
Mm.
little bit of a foothold, he would probably take it over. But if that's not a thing, like Feliciano and Clear Lake, like that's
What's Desai trying to do in San Diego already?
well,
Well, he owns the
he's got
Seals.
the
Yeah,
Oh,
Seals,
okay.
and
hmm.
then I think he's
Lives in La
like
Jolla.
a big stumper. Yeah, he's in La Jolla, and I think he's trying to get a piece of the Midway project and potentially
Hmm.
bringing the NBA back with Kroenke and all that stuff. So it
Nice.
seems like he's trying to like do things in sports and alternative business for the town. So
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah. That would be a full-on SD ownership group too, if it's Cy, Viore, and Andrew. I mean, I know that's just
That would
we're
make sense.
spitballing there, but that'd be sick. But yeah, Feliciano, what I love about him, the Puerto Rican background is
hmm
super sick, like from a baseball standpoint. Todd Bowley's his main partner at Chelsea Football Club, who is part owner of the Dodgers too. So that could be a friendly rivalry as well, just from, just some banter out in London, say we're kicking your ass or whatnot. And like, but the common theme of everybody that's involved, even with Breeze just being a part, like a pro athlete himself at such a high level, and then everyone else that has their hat in the ring has sports ownership experience, and I think that's huge. Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to have the deep pockets and the business mindset, but if you just have a PE firm coming in here and trying to take over shop and look at all the numbers, that's not going to vibe well with SD and whatnot. I mean, you got to have guys that are coming in to hopefully like definitely appreciate their thing. I mean, they're businessmen. They're looking to get a good deal out of it. However, they can't be afraid to spend and look at the bottom line of the revenue every single year, right? That's like why Peter Seidler was perfect for us because he knew he was making a good amount of money on that, but he wasn't afraid to just spend his ass off too, right? So
Yeah.
they have income streams elsewhere as well, which is fantastic. So I'm honestly fine with anyone. I would I would agree with you, Brian, with Feliciano probably being my favorite, assuming Joseph Tsai is not in the mix. And then I forgot the name of the guy that is the oh
Friedkin?
yeah, he's San Diego um,
Born.
native as well.
Yep.
So we got a lot
I
of
love that.
I'm liking it. Yeah. So I feel like we can't really go wrong here,
It
but
seems like it.
we'll see. Well, it is Padres ownership, so we probably will, but
I just can't believe we're doing it again. The other thing that I'm like really like just proud of is the fact that like this franchise is probably gonna like show a valuation of close to $3 billion.
yeah.
Little old small market San Diego
Hmm.
has a $3 billion sports franchise. That's
I
awesome.
w-
That's
I
awesome.
think that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you're playing at the Murph, like these fake, I mean, they're real palm trees, everything about it. Like,
They're in planters, but they're
yeah,
pumped.
they're planters there. But yeah, I'm with you, Brian. I think just the fact that, and that, to me, that is, I mean, there's so many people involved in that, but again, like Peter Seidler and Ron Fowler too to a point, but Peter Seidler just
Yeah.
like accelerated the crap out of that. And I honestly, I would not be surprised if it gets closer. What I've seen is 4.5 even
Really?
What?
from Forbes. Yeah.
Wow.
No way.
So
I was
So-
hearing like 3.2 was probably like the ceiling. But I mean,
Yeah.
look, like it is, I think so much of this is dependent on what they can negotiate with the city
yeah,
come, what
Yeah.
is it, 2031?
yeah,
Because right now it's joint ownership. And then
Mhm.
they have to figure out like, are we buying out your shares or are we still going to have a joint ownership? Because
yeah,
that land, that venue can do so much more outside of 81 baseball games a season.
yeah,
So if you're looking at it from a business person, like, well, how much stake do we actually have in this is going to dictate a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
hopefully the city doesn't muck that up like they did with another sports franchise.
There's always a possibility. And then the one other thing that I think is a huge part in that, naming rights for the stadium
Sure.
is
Yeah,
up
those are
in
expiring
a
soon
couple
too,
years.
100%.
Mhm.
But again,
So,
it's prime real estate. You know what I mean?
dude, yeah.
And the
So
fact that
it's
now that like we have a deal with ESPN is like you know what exposure you're getting,
mhm,
year to year. So
yeah,
while it's not great for us compared to some other baseball clubs and their TV deals, it at least guarantees you eyeballs over a certain length and amount of time per season, which I think helps.
yeah, I agree.
So,
Tom, you got any favorites before we send you to bed here and wrap up?
I like Feliciano. I think he's
yes,
no,
let's
like
go.
you said, just any experience in sports ownership is great, and as well the rivalry with Todd would be great, and it would kind of push him. The only thing I would say, he's not like from San Diego, is he? Well, obviously he's
No,
like
No.
Puerto Rican,
he lives in
but
LA
like
right now, so
that's the only thing I would say. Like the one thing that I
mhm.
absolutely loved with Peter was how well he was in
Yeah,
San Diego as well as just the Padres. Like I
mhm,
would love a local owner, but as long as he's just pumping the money in, I'm more than happy. I mean, like you said, Chelsea are such a high value team that
mhm.
I think there's so much money to be put in.
Yeah, I agree. All right, boys. Any last little remarks here before we get wrapped up?
I just this showed up in my feed and I think it's really fun. Just some Gwyn stats, just
I love ending on
because
some Gwyn stats. Yes,
just
sir.
because runners on second and third with 2 outs. He had 69 plate appearances, okay, 44 at
Nice.
bats.
Nice.
On base percentage of 609, slugging percentage of 500. I mean, just
The
insane.
power hitter, right?
His career with runners scoring position was 351. Here's what's really incredible. Since 1995, so his age 35 to 41 seasons, 393 batting average.
Oh my
No way.
gosh.
Yeah, most guys are done with the game
Cooked.
at that point,
Yeah.
and he got better in situations to drive in runs. I just want to leave us with that. God, we were so lucky to have him forever.
You know what I love about the TG stats too is I had never heard those, Brian. So first of all, thank you for sharing that. Number
There are
two,
so
it's
many good
endless. It's endless.
I know.
You keep looking and looking and looking
I
and
know.
bringing up like he was an anomaly, the GOAT of SD sports, honestly. So, but Trevor, you got any quick TG stats?
Nah, bro. I'm good.
Dope. Well, thanks, boys, for popping on. Always good catching up. I know for this week, we'll probably run something on Friday, I think. So get a little reaction to how the season's starting, reflect on who's making the squad, and then, start going from there. But appreciate you boys popping on.
Love it. Love you boys too.
Sweet. Love you, lads. All love. Temu Aces and all love here.
See you on the WhatsApp.
Dope.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Podfathers, a San Diego Padres podcast. The Podfathers is produced by Los and Walls and is executively produced by Jacob Lamb.
Our theme song is A Bubba by Trylock. To get in touch with the show, follow us on Twitter at Podfathers619. That is at PADFATHERS619, or email us at podfathers@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major audio platforms.
Go Pods!